So I love the Devil May Cry anime. I thought it was absolutely amazing, and I was upset that we didn't get Dante and Virgil, but we did get something else. We got the Lady and the Rabbit, and they're like the Dante and Virgil of this show, because even though they had a similar trauma and they walk a similar path, they went two different directions. All right, Lady was all about truth and justice, the American way, you know what I mean, and then the Rabbit, he chose violence. He chose violence. So I wanted to talk about how they're similar and how they're different. We're going to start off with Lady. She's the daughter of Arkham, and she was raised in tragedy. And her tragedy was watching her mom get eaten by her dad. Now, her dad was obsessed with power after failing to protect his family. And he should be, because he failed to protect his family. That being said, he traumatized her by getting that power and turning to a demon and killing her mom, and she witnessed that. And instead of going dark like the Rabbit did, and I'll get to him next, she turned that into fire, and she trained herself to be an absolute crazy ass demon hunter, and that's how we get Lady. Now the Rabbit story, on the other hand, was slightly different, but very, very much the same. He was traumatized by the system. All right, the system is what traumatized him. So unlike Lady, who her dad failed to protect her, the system, being an orphan, just going through the system, being beat up and abused, not having food, we all know the same old story. And then he found his way into hell, and he was actually taken care of. He actually had some sort of happiness. So while Lady's happiness was more so in the beginning, his happiness was after he went into the Hell's Gate. And when he finally escaped, Darkham is what gave him his trauma. Darkham is the reason why he became the White Rabbit, because instead of letting them have a sanctuary, they just shot first. And part of me don't blame them, because they were demons. If I saw demons, I'm not going to ask questions. Are you guys friendly? No, I am going to shoot first. That being said, it traumatized him. And then he went the path of Lady's dad and turned himself into an artificial demon. And he wanted nothing more than to tear down the system that made him who he was. So what's making them so similar is the fact that they both cling to purpose, right? Lady's purpose is to save people. She wants to save everyone from demons because of what she saw. And the Rabbit clings to purpose, but his purpose is to tear down that damn system, burn everything down. So they're both clinging to purpose. They're both walking a similar path, but different directions. And they're also using the same thing to drive them. So while Lady, she gets her strength from saving people, doing things that make her feel justified. She gets her strength from that. That's why she flipped on Dante so many freaking times. And then the Rabbit, he gets his strength from chaos, from pain and suffering. But he also feels justified in what he's doing. And all of this together, you know what this gives me? This gives me Dante and Virgil. And that's what's so amazing about this last season. Well, not last season, but this show, is that they gave us Dante and Virgil. They just gave us Dante and Virgil in the form of Lady and the Rabbit instead of actually Dante and Virgil. Now, hopefully we're going to get that next season. But realistically, they walked very similar paths because they had a very similar upbringing, but they just went opposite directions. So hopefully we get that with Dante and Virgil next season. Let me know if you like this. Again, like, comment, subscribe.